We're going to take you on our last trip into Glacier National Park. It was a wonderful day that we had, and we took you, the first video, we showed you mistakes that we had made. The second video we did of Glacier, we showed you from the western entrance to Logan's Pass. And today we're going to take you from Logan's Pass to Rising Sun, and you're going to see some beautiful, gorgeous vistas, and we'll make you want to go there if you already haven't.
So we hope you come along today. We are the Redhead and the Preacher, full-time RVers from Dallas, Texas, and we're making this video just for you. We hope you'll subscribe by hitting that button and then the bell, and you'll be notified of all future videos. We certainly hope you like the views and the things that we saw the way we did.
As we entered Glacier National Park from the west entrance, we drove on past Logan's Pass, which is 32 miles, on to Rising Sun. Right immediately after Logan's Pass, you're going to see this beautiful valley.
Yeah, we really couldn't stop looking. I was driving. Unfortunately, I was also looking at the same time, but it was beautiful scenery all the way.
But we did pull off several times along this valley, and we're going to show you some pictures. I think it's one of the most beautiful mountain valleys that I have ever seen. Don't you, Bruce?
Yes, and once again, we want to stress that we went in at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And so there was minimal traffic, and we could pull off everywhere, stop in tunnels if we wanted to.
And all the water running off of everywhere, like the tunnel, the windshield stayed dirty the whole time, so we apologize for that.
Yeah, water everywhere coming off the mountains, the snow melt, of course.
Yes, and it is so beautiful. Hey, who's that? There we are.
There we are. Who's taking that picture? Yeah, we're standing there.
Yeah, and more pictures of this beautiful valley. And you can see in the background, we're going to swing back around. You don't really think about Glacier National Park having waterfalls, but the Glacier does, and we're going to show you a beautiful one here when we swing back around. There is so much snow that just accumulates here, and it's all melting, and there's just beautiful waterfalls coming down the sides of the mountains.
Yeah, they're certainly not man-made waterfalls. You can tell the water is just working its own way off the mountain.
All the way down in the valley.
Absolutely.
Yes,
yeah.
And just beautiful. And as we said, we recommend do not go midday. You will not find places to pull over like this. Glacier National Park is one of the most popular of our national parks and is very, very crowded. And there are minimal parking spaces at pullover spots, but we had no problem because we entered at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the western entrance.
Yeah, and we were certainly glad we did because, we went there several times, didn't we, hon? I mean, we didn't just make one trip. We had several trips into the park.
Yes, you can, because if you go early afternoon or during the early morning, you will not, unless it's 6 o'clock in the morning. You can see these people here are just enjoying the view. Now, this is the very western part of St. Mary's Lake. And of course, all the devastation that was done to these poor trees was done in 2015 in a wildfire that covered 1,000 acres of ground. This is Rift Gorge as we pass by.
St. Mary's Lake was beautiful. It must be really, really long if it starts here and goes all the way to the eastern entrance.
Yes, to St. Mary's entrance, which was all closed. Again, the farthest we could go was a Rising Sun because of the pandemic. All the eastern edge was all closed. St. Mary's Lake is huge. It's one of the most beautiful mountain lakes that you'll ever see. The color is just gorgeous, as you'll see here, with the mountains rising straight up, and it is just a sight to behold.
Yeah, I can't imagine painting a scene that could be more beautiful than the lake itself as it sits here.
It's just gorgeous. And as we drive on, we're just going to have peekaboo little glimpses out at the lake. And we're going to see that little island out there in the middle that is so photographed. That is Wild Goose Island.
Is that because wild geese live there?
Could be. Who knows, Bruce? And it only rises 14 feet above the water, so doesn't come up too much out of the water. So as you can see right there, now we're going to have different views of the little island as we drive on.
It's interesting to think an island that small, they would go to all the trouble to give it a big name, like Wild Goose Island.
Yes, and I really enjoyed this time of day because it's getting now early evening as we proceed around, and you'll see the different colorations from the sun going down and the clouds, and it's just a beautiful time of day, I think, to go and observe all this beauty.
Oh yeah, when you visit the park, the different time of day, of course, is where the sun reflects on the mountainsides of the valleys, and it was very interesting to see the shadows change.
Yes, and it was very, very windy while we were there, as you can see from the trees and from the water, so it was difficult. The camera kind of flipped around a little bit, but it was a wonderful day for us. We really enjoyed ourselves, and this is one of the still pictures that I took that is one of my very favorite to show the colors, just that I thought were beautiful, that we went through coming as we turned around from rising sun coming back. And now moose are very difficult to spot.
Hey, there he is. There's our friend.
And this is the only one we saw while we were in the park. They don't really get around people like a lot of the other animals, so they're not very friendly, but they are one of God's creations that is so funny looking.
What he's doing standing there in the water is eating moss off of the rocks on the bottom of the little stream there.
And then we came almost back to Logan's Pass, and just lots and lots of bighorn sheep there. And we were in the truck just driving by, and you can see they are just totally unaware of us. They could care less.
Yeah, they were eating dinner.
Yeah, they could care less for us. And so again, this is a good time to go because this is when all the animals start coming out. Now, this guy looked like he was a statue. Then I noticed, hey, there's another one over there. So I looked at him and filmed him, and he wouldn't look up. So look back at this guy, and he's still standing there.
He's posing.
Yeah, and then here's a mountain goat that we just drove a few little feet, and he's just going right in front of the truck down, and it's getting an early evening, so he's probably going back to get his jammies on for the night, Bruce.
I was surprised how big the mountain goats were. Yeah. I mean, he's huge.
Mm-hmm. They really are big. They are beautiful animals, but we really enjoyed our afternoon and early evening while we were there in the park. Well, I hope you've enjoyed going along with us on this beautiful trip. We enjoyed Glacier so much, and it was a trip that we had planned. All of our summer trip around was going to Glacier, and we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. We were in Columbia Falls at an RV park for a month, so we had plenty of time to hop in and out of the park and see some beautiful areas
around. We did that,
around.
didn't we? We did hop in and out of the park a lot of times.
Yes, and we had such a good time. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Now, if you have any questions that we can answer about Glacier, we were there during the month of July, and it was beautiful. So anything we can help you with, we'd be glad to.
Thanks for coming along with us. We enjoyed the park so much, and we hope you enjoyed seeing what we saw. We just want to remind you to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified of all future videos. Again, thanks for coming. God bless each and every one of you, and remember, may God bless America.